Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Populist Apologetics. I decided to make this video real quick because there's been a lot that's been happening recently. So, many of you know that I just put out a video explaining how a bunch of retail investors were actually able to kind of turn the tides against the hedge funds and the billionaires at their own game when it came to stock markets. And so, basically, what's been happening recently is that the billionaire class is actually beginning to fight back. What they've been doing is been calling up these different trading websites such as Robinhood, for example, and telling them that they shouldn't allow their users to be able to buy stocks in companies such as Nokia, AMC, GameStop, all of that stuff. And so now what's basically been happening is that those stock prices have beginning to decrease because the only options now for many people are either to hold or to sell. And so with that in mind, people who were initially hopeful of being able to use collectivism to fight against the elite class are now beginning to feel a whole lot more discouraged. And so basically, this video is about how different people are processing all of this information. I decided to make this video in real time and basically go through two of the biggest sites, or I guess two of the biggest web pages that usually talk about the economy and stuff that's been happening in terms of trade, whether it be cryptocurrency, the stock market, Forex, uh, all that different stuff. So let's just start with Wall Street Bets. So basically, what we can see that's been going on is there's actually been a class action lawsuit that's trying to be levied against Robinhood because people feel as though Robinhood has betrayed them in terms of allowing free trade. And so, as you can see, this has over 132,000 of votes. It's been a movement that's been gaining a lot of traction recently, and there's much to see in terms of how this develops. What's important actually is that we can see the Justice Democrats coming out and actually supporting the investors that supporting the retail investors that are basically the little guy in this fight between the big corporations and retail investors, kind of like David and Goliath in that type of way. And so Rashida Tlaib, who's a Justice Democrat, has come out basically saying that what Robinhood is doing is absurd, and a bunch of liberal leftist news outlets have actually begun to report on this. So we're actually beginning to see this bridging the gap between the working class, whether you're right leaning and libertarian, which is basically what many of the investors are, or left leaning, and just feel as though the big corporations sell people out, such as Rashida Tlaib or Alexandria Ocasio Cortez, who has also tweeted about what's been going on. So, yeah, basically, we can see here there's been a lot of information that's been going down. There's been a lot of news in the works, in the making. And people are basically trying to bail out these stocks that they have interests in. And it's just really interesting to see how this plays out. Again, AOC is actually one of the people who've come out trying to support the retail investors. Ted Cruz, Ted Lieu, and Trump Jr. are also on the same side of this. So we're actually beginning to see the left versus right dichotomy fade away, and we're beginning to actually see working class people, populists, beginning to fight against the real enemy, which is the elite millionaire, billionaire, donor corporate class. Now, moving away from Reddit to 4chan, specifically the Biz board, we can see it's a slightly more cynical in nature, but I mean, that's, of course, that comes with the grounds of 4chan. But yeah, there are people beginning to think that there is hope in the air in terms of basically bailing out these companies that people have been investing in a bottom-up sense, where many people just continue to buy the stock even if it's plummeting in value in hopes of it rebounding. So yeah, basically, there's just been a lot of memes coming out of this, a lot of news that's been coming out of what's been going on, and it's just really interesting. I might make another video on this actually because it's just a whole lot of information. Again, as you can see, people are beginning to see that the liberals and the leftists who are anti-corporations aren't as much of their enemy as typical neocons might have told them in the past. And we're beginning to see this beautiful bridging of the gap between the left and the right in a fight between the true enemy again, which is the donor elite corporate class that doesn't want the small guy to ever get the W. So yeah, that's basically it for this video. Again, follow the Instagram, Populist Apologetics. There's going to be additional content there besides just the uploads of these videos. And there's more to come. Again, subscribe to the channel, like, follow, all that stuff. comment on this video if you think I missed anything that's important. And yeah, let's just keep on keeping on, keep on fighting the good fight. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.